What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video we are talking about XRP. I'm going to give you some price predictions, some forecasts, and stuff like that using technical analysis. If that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 25th day of September, and here we are at about $2.82, just below there. 7 hours, 40 minutes left in the day. We're down about 3.7% on the day as it stands. Had a nice kind of double bottom bounce here, even like a triple bottom here. It just did not uphold, did it? I think we gave that back rather immediately. What we did here yesterday was we found resistance at prior support areas and we came back down. I did say that we could go up around $3, didn't I? And here we are, right to $3, and now we're back down, and it happens, right? But I'm always wrong. I never get anything right. I'm sure there'll be some people who say that in this video, but it's like, do you use your eyeballs or do you just spread hate? One of the two. One of the two, and I think we know which one you are. Anyways, flat base here. Very flat base with descending highs. Bearish. Yes, bearish. I just made a video talking about what I expect the average altcoin to do over the coming days and weeks. I would expect that we see something on the lines of a 10 to 15% drop for the average altcoin. Now, XRP is not your average altcoin. It's the number 3. It's the top dog, right? It's a top doggy dog. And with that, if the average altcoin drops 10 to 15%, I'd say XRP might drop, let's say, 8 to 12%, maybe. You know, something like that. A little bit less. Not quite half, but a little bit less. And in which case, I would think that we see lower prices, right? 5% would take us down below these lows. I don't think that we'd see just below these lows. If we hit these highs, that's about a 6% drop. Okay, I could see that. You know, if the average altcoin drops 10%, maybe XRP drops 6%. I could see that. That could happen. If the average altcoin drops 15%, XRP could drop 6%, but perhaps it drops a little bit more, maybe 7% or more. And in which case, we go down to this daily high close right there. That's a perfect area to find support. If we're looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, we take our low here to our high there. We've got our 1272 to golden ratio, the 1618, right here at about $2.54 to $2.63. Anywhere and everywhere in that range, I think, is very appropriate. And at that rate, we'd have something on the lines of a 6, almost a 7% drop, an 8% drop or more, and potentially like a 9.7% drop. I think that sounds appropriate. 254 might be the lowest target that we see. I doubt that we go below there because the next target area would put you at a 12% drop or more. It could happen. 12% or more could happen. I suppose we could drop just below 250. I don't think we do, though. Let me show you why. You know, the percentages make sense to some degree as far as being outliers go. But if we delete all this chicken scratch here, right? And we just remember that these two lines are the 1886200, the next level after the golden ratio, which is at about 254, okay? You look at those lines, and actually, damn. Actually, those come up. That's a pretty good area right there. Right here at these weekly closing highs. I don't know. Maybe we just made an argument for 244 to 247. Okay, so if we go below 250, I doubt we go below 244. Okay, let's just say that. That'd be the lowest I could see us going. That's actually, I thought these closing levels were higher. It's actually a good argument for that low to be the thing. It just doesn't line up with these highs here, but it lines up with these points of resistance, these points of resistance. It's doable. It's definitely doable. We look at this low here to a high here. And hey, man, right there in that golden ratio zone too. Right there, 244. I don't know, man. It's right there. It could happen. It could definitely happen. We could hold the 0.5 as support as well, though. 264 right there. Perhaps something in between the 0.5 and the golden ratio. It's less common, but it happens. And again, I think that anything from about 264 to 244 is fair game, okay? What I'm thinking, and the reason why I think we're going to be absolved of hitting this golden ratio zone, what I'm thinking is this is not going to be a breakout. Whenever we break this, I think it's going to be a fake out. So it's going to be shorter lived. It's going to be intense for a moment, and then it's going to be over, right? That's maybe like 3 days, 1 day of downside, something like that, and then it'll be over. And when I say downside, I mean below that level. We've already got like a week of downside on us right now. Looking at this here, looking at the 1 hour time frame, $2.81 right now. The RSI looks bearish, absolutely. Oversold, came out, rejected the 40, down, bearish. Stochastics are bearish. MACD is bearish. I hope it's obvious as to why, right? MACD below the zero, building bearish momentum. I guess it's decaying in bearish momentum, but still flipped red. Stochastics got out of the oversold zone, but rejected before the 50. That's not good, and you're getting back into the oversold zone, bearish, right? You're crossed down, not good. 4-hour time frame here. Overall, the RSI is a bit volatile, but right now, relatively speaking, it's definitely bearish, absolutely. Getting oversold, not getting overbought, rejecting the same areas you rejected before. Back below the 40, I don't like it, looks bad. Stochastics oversold, bearish. MACD, it's crossing red right here, bearish. Bearish, bearish, bearish. 3 hours, 35 minutes left, though, in this 4-hour time frame. You know, if you can come back up and close this 4-hour time frame green to a certain effect, that actually might save the day for the stochastics and the MACD. It could even turn things around for the RSI because you could be forming a higher low, higher high dynamic here. We'll see. I'm bearish though, man. The 1 hour is bearish. The 4 hour looks bearish right now. Let's see how it goes. But this next 3 hour, 35 minutes, you know, if we come up, if we can close this 3 hour, 35 minute period above like 285, maybe we move up a little bit more. Maybe we go back to 290. Hell, we could even go above this high. But don't be convinced, my friends. Don't be convinced. I very much do think that we have lower to go. I don't think that this is a proper reaction. You don't pump and then dump if you found your low. You pump and you keep pumping. You don't give people a chance to buy back in, right? That's what happens. Daily time frame. Overall, very neutral, right? You're at the areas that you typically like to bounce, but here's the deal, right? Bounced here, bounced here, bounced here. Here you're bouncing, but you're coming back down. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you came back down here. What'd you do? What'd you do whenever you did this little part here? You continued to climb lower. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't this terrible, terrible 3-day experience where you dropped like 30%. But it was tenacious, and it was to the downside. There was some volatility. I think that in the next week or two, either by the 1st of October or by the end of the first week of October, we're going to find our low. But it's the 25th now, so we have more time to go until that happens. And the low, unfortunately, for my bull friends, is likely going to be below 264. Okay, likely it will be. You're at 281 now, a little bit lower to go, and that's okay. We're consolidating. We're waiting. We have a massive amount of momentum building here, okay? We're going to shake out the weak hands, scare them. They're going to be so scared in their little bare boots, and then we're going to move up. We're going to break out. We're going to fake out. As soon as we get down below this area, we're going to find support at this area here, probably around 260 to 250 if I had to guess, 244 at the lowest, 254 maybe, right on the money. And then we bounce off. We have a very miraculous rally. XRP, when it rallies, it's very fast. It's very tenacious, right? This was pretty slow. It was nice, right? This was fast, but it wasn't long-lived enough. This is the kind of movement that we're expecting and beyond that, okay? You should be sometime in October, probably early October, certainly by the late parts of October, you should be at new all-time highs. And at this point in time, it's really starting to look like that $13 and beyond target area is reserved for end of year targets, not end of October targets, which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? Bad thing because womp womp, it didn't happen right now. Sad, right? We thought that it would happen a lot sooner. We thought we were breaking out. I thought we were breaking out here. I don't know about you guys, but I thought we were breaking out here in July. We were going through the roof. It was going to be that moment there. But nope. August, September, that was the plan, right? But nope. August and September have been rather boring. October, November, probably December will be the time whenever we do see these $13.56 targets or higher. We can go from $13.56 or a little bit higher than that would put us at like $16, $16.56, something in this area here. That's my expectation. That's what I think is going to happen. That is the next target area, right? When XRP breaks out, it's not going to do this and then it's done. We're not going to stop at $6 and then we're done. We're not going to stop at $8.36 and then we're done. We didn't spend multiple cycles, multiple bear markets and bull markets consolidating to stop at the first target area. No, we're going to stop at the second target area. And I'm not saying that we can't find turbulence along the way. I would just be very surprised if we stopped at anything less really than $13.56 by the end of this year. If we had any kind of phase of consolidation that lasted for a month or longer by the end of this year, before we got to 1356. We're almost at the end of this consolidation phase now. We have a little bit more to go. Shakeout before the breakout. It's a very common thing to do. I think that's what we're going to do here. HODL, buy the dip. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Weekly time frame, we look at this. It's beautiful. The weekly RSI is great. And if you're looking at it here, is there bearish divergence? I don't know. I wouldn't call it bearish divergence, but if you want to call it bearish divergence, guess what? We've hit the prices now that would negate that bearish divergence at this point. We've had the move down. So even if you think that it is, it's basically irrelevant at this point. Once we get below 261, it's irrelevant. MACD is crossing red, which in all fairness is not good. Stochastics are here at an area to bounce. We bounced, but now we're back down. We probably come down a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be anything dramatic. I do think we'll find support in this area as we have before. Come back up. We're going to be ripping and running in the next couple of weeks here. You just got to hold out for whatever it is. By no means am I saying sell. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but even if we do go down to 254, 244 at the lowest, even if we do go down to these areas, it's not a good time to sell. We're at the low points of this range. What if I'm wrong? The movement upwards is far outweighing compared to the movement downwards. Don't get caught up with the short stuff. Get caught up with the long stuff, okay? Up and up is the way to go by the end of this year. I got nothing else for you guys. That was my daughter. If you heard her go, hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.